Super Rugby round 12, culture round, done and dusted. Blues go top of the table. Chiefs in absolute cruise control, man. Reds building momentum nicely into the business end of the season. Highlanders break a 19-game losing streak over New Zealand teams by beating the Crusaders. Brumbies do what they do and demolish Fiji and Drua. Oh, what a round. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe, hit that like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of the round. Did your team win? Did someone surprise you? Who played well? Who was your standout player? Who was your standout team? Let me know what you think in the comments. I love replying to all of them. Hit that subscribe. Let's get into it. We'll quickly check the table first. So Blues go top of the table, man. Hurricanes second, close second. Brumbies and then Chiefs round out the top four. Reds and Rebels still in the fight. Rebels on a losing streak here. They got 3 tough games still to come. Highlanders on the up. They've won 3 on the bounce. Let's go. The Drua make up the top 8. They just can't win on the road. They're struggling so much away. So it's still in. I think Waratahs are the only ones that are out of it now, out of the race, where I think Crusaders are, that's tough to get in there, man. But yeah, there's still spots up for grabs. The top 8 go through. Blues on the top. Fiji and Drua number 8. Oof, man, it's heating into the finals time on the business end of the season. I don't know if you've noticed, I've swapped t-shirts or jerseys. Highlanders my team, man. Since day one, I've been a Highlander. Just a bit of respect, man. Putting respect on that Highlanders name. 3 games in a row. I'm pretty sure it is 3 in a row. They've won. Well done. Well done to them. Let's get into it. MOANA versus Chiefs, 43-7 to the Chiefs. It took a while for both teams to get going. Stop-start, penalties from both sides. But when the Chiefs started going, man, they didn't stop. Oh, we'll stay on the Chiefs. I thought Tupai played out of his skin, man. Just showing again. Yes, it's taken a while for him to get back from that horrendous injury he had a year ago or 2 years ago. That full knee reconstruction. But just game time more and more. And that cream always rises to the crop, man. He's been fantastic for them at 12. So strong with ball in hand. And beautiful, man. His try, I think the Chiefs, it was like 10 phases they set up to score his try right in the end, and that was the first try for them. He was great. He's so strong with ball in hand, and it really sets the platform for that second, third phase. If he's the first phase ball runner, Tupai, he's always getting over that vantage line, man. He's a massive, massive ball carrier for the Chiefs. So he had 1 try, 12 carries, 74 run meters, 3 defenders beaten, 6 tackles. Massive there. Did we see that 8-on-8? Inisi running straight at Satiti, Wallace Satiti. Satiti said, come, let's bang. Boosh, massive, massive tackle. I thought Satiti played out of his skin as well. Also, big ball carrier for them off the back of that scrum. That's what you want from your 8. Pick up off the back of that scrum and just run straight at the 10. He's always making meters like that. 23 carries, 2 defenders beaten, 11 tackles, Satiti. It was a slow first half. It started to open up at the back end of the first half and then into the second half, man. Nanai Saturu, that try? We're going to watch? Let's just watch it quickly here.
Nanai Saturu directs the play, puts a little kick over for himself. Can he get the bounce? He can. Oh, he gets through them. How good is that from a Tini Nanai?
Oh, man, what a try. What a season he's having. The amount of involvements he has every weekend, every game for the Chiefs, whether it's a try assist, leading the line breaks, leading the carries, leading the run meters, or scoring tries, or making a 50-22 kick, or a try-saving tackle, or a defensive read. Like the amount of involvements Saturu is having in each game for the Chiefs has been unreal, man. It's been epic. It's awesome to see. And it just shows, man, that what a good play. Like, it's taken him a while to get this, been in and around the Super Rugby for a while now. But when they get there, when those guys get there and they have that confidence and that run of games where they're not getting injured, and coach backs them, man, it shows, man. He's been great for them. Nanai Suturu. What he does really well is where he comes off his wing, or if he's at fullback, he gets in and around the ball, doesn't just stay out on the wings. He wants to get his hands on the ball because it's like he lights it up every time he gets the ball. Very, very exciting. He was great, and he's definitely putting up his hand up for AB's colours. He has to be in the conversation. Who's the fullback? Who's the options? Nana Suturu's name has to be in that conversation. 1 try, 13 carries, 77 run meters, and 5 defenders beaten. I thought someone else, Tokiaho, was great for them as well. Busting tackles through the middle. Line-out throws were exceptional. And, man, just a bruising ball runner. Well, now with Almoa still coming back from injury, Cody Taylor's just come back. He played well on the weekend as well. But that hooking position for the All Blacks is up for grabs, man. And the guys will be looking out. 14 carries, 5 defenders beaten, 11 tackles. That was Tokiaho. Jumping over to Moana, man, plenty of opportunities in the first half, but just that last pass goes astray, or they get isolated in a ruck, or a line out doesn't go to hand, and then it just like messes it up. And they struggle to stay in the game for 80 minutes. They're in patches of the game, but to string that full 80 minutes together is where they really, really struggle. I thought Anisi was good for them, 13 carries, 2 defenders beaten, 19 tackles, and then Motonga, 25 tackles. Flanker, holy shit, 25 tackles. Massive, massive shift. Good game for the Chiefs to win there. Tough one for Moana. It's just back to the drawing board. We go again next week. Next game, Reds versus the Rebels, 26-22 to the Reds. Game of two halves, really. All Rebels at first and all Reds the second. Rebels having trouble in the second half, and it's become a thing, a bad thing for them. Last week, they didn't score any points in the second half, and this week, barely any. I think they scored 1 try in the second half. So that's something they definitely look at. They probably noticed that already. Something they'll have to look at. Reds, I thought, in that first quarter, threw everything at the Rebels, and I thought, fuck, the Rebels are holding on here. They're doing really well to hold on here. Massive credit to them. Their defense, they were pushing up strong on defense and really hitting the Reds behind the advantage line. What Reds did well just to rein it in and be like, let's knuckle this down. When they got down there again, set up that maul, and their maul is so hard to stop, man. It's so well executed. Good, strong maul. And scored from there. Fezler scored from there. And again, I bang on about this every week. Massive problem for all teams is they'll score points, and then from that kickoff, something happens, and that opposition score points straight back on them. So from this kickoff, they lose the ball from the kickoff and concede a try. So it like cancels out all the good work you've done leading up to that. Man, was all Reds that first quarter, and then all Rebels the rest of that first half. I thought the Reds did amazingly well in that second half, stronger second half start, taking opportunities and dominating contact. I think that's where they were lacking in the first half when Rebels got the upper hand, is dominating contact. And that's most teams, rugby is a contact sport. If you're dominating contact, you're winning the game. That's simple. It's easier said than done. Get over that advantage line, effective rucks, make your tackles. Simple, mate. Rugby's simple. Let's not complicate it. Tim Ryan, the junkyard dog, scores again. What's that, 6 tries in 3 games? Strike rate. Hunter Paisami was key for that, man. Couple phases leading up to it. And he had good touches in a few of the phases. So he set up the phase play, so they kept going around. They come back the other side. He went ball in 2 hands, bust through, drawn pass, and Ryan goes over to score. Beautiful, man. I thought Fluke was good again. Not the biggest body, but how the disregard he has for his body to throw himself into contact. He got smoked twice. Nick Euster palmed him twice, keeps getting up. Both his shoulders are strapped. Oh man, it's just how he throws himself into ball carries and into defense. Oh, I wouldn't want to feel how he feels in the morning. He had 6 carries, 3 defenders beaten, 6 tackles. I thought Jock Campbell was great. 1 try, 9 carries, 81 run meters, 4 defenders beaten. He scored a massive try as well. It was a beauty. Jock Campbell. Rebels, their defense, beautiful, man. Attacking those isolated rucks, and did that right after conceding a try. They get an opportunity right after that, smashing those rucks, dominating contact, and Kellaway scores. They look really good when they get a roll on. They get over that vantage line. Their ruck speed is good. Good interplay between backs and forwards. High intensity, catching the Reds or any opposition really off guard and offside a few times. It's just they can't keep that going. Obviously, it says for itself in the second half. I should have looked at the stats, but last week they didn't score any points in the second half, and this week they struggled again. They only scored the 1 try. I thought Ryan Lawrence was really good for them. 9s are becoming more and more important in the game nowadays. Everyone wants to speed the game up. Obviously, how effective your ruck is depicts then on how well the 9 can play. But man, Ryan Lawrence he's fit as all hell. He's there, boom, and service is nice, clean and crisp. Taking the quick taps, hitting the right guys, having the right options there. He's been really good for them. And then Carter Gordon, man, he needs to work on his goal kicking. I think, and I don't know if he probably doesn't listen to the pod, but he needs the bigger tee, the higher tee that allows your ball to lie flat. So the higher tee where the ball can go like that, where he's got the flat tee on the ground straight up. I think he needs that. He needs that tee. He needs to get under the ball. He's hitting that ball. Because his ball's straight up, is right on the ground. He's having to maneuver his foot. It's not a natural movement to get that ball. And like only some can do it. Dan Carter, bloody Johnny Wilkinson. There's only like the greats do it like that. The rest of the people, most kickers, the ball is like that up, like that, because to kick a ball like that, it looks nice, but it's very, very hard. When it's right on the ground as well, it's very hard to do. So Carter Gordon, if you are listening, try a higher tee and get the ball bent like that to kick it here. I think it'll work, mate. I thought Ikawasi was fantastic for the Rebels. That try-saving tackle down the corner, holy man, he put in a shift. 6 carries, 2 defenders beaten, 17 tackles, and 1 try-saver. Fantastic try there. Good win for the Reds. They keep marching on, and Rebels, it's getting scary now. You're in the top 8 still, but you've got 3 tough games coming up. You want to start winning again. Then we go to match of the round. 1 versus 2. Blues versus the Hurricanes. 31-27. Blues get the win and go top of the table. The unofficial All Blacks trial, I feel like. The intensity, the tempo of the whole game was just insane, on another level. 2 elite squads going at it for a full 80 minutes. It was fantastic. What I thought was so telling about these teams and why they're number 1 and 2, they always converting opportunities into points. And if they don't, it's on the back. It's because of fantastic defense, because you're only number 1 or 2 because your defense is good. Yes, you can score tries, but you're not conceding a lot of tries. So while the Hurricanes had great attack, the Blues stopped them twice. 2 try-saving tackles, Caleb Clark, Harry Plummer, fantastic, man. Any other game, Hurricanes score those tries, and then that's another 10 points at least. So those big moments, man, there are big players in your team step up, make those tackles, and ice those moments. That's the word I'm looking for. It's fantastic, man. I thought the Blues forwards really won this one for them. So they've been so good all year round and just showed this game so effective in contact, always dominating contact, dominating rucks, dominating carries, and their backs can just play off the back of it, man. And those forwards just carry that team. I thought Papali'i was great. 5 carries, 15 tackles, 1 turnover. And then Ricky Riccitelli, great. One against his old team, 13 carries, 10 tackles. Well done. And they just keep coming, man. It's been their strength. Like I said, their forwards just keep coming. I thought then Harry Plummer, the difference, man. Obviously, his kicking was the difference. He kicked all his kicks, and Brett Cameron missed a couple. But it was probably his best game in a Blues 10 jumper. Harry Plummer, cool, calm, collected, great off the tee, and then just controlled the game really well. Never overplays his hand. When he has to, he can just tuck the ball and truck it up. He's a big body. He was really, really good. 7 carries, 1 try assist, 11 points. Fantastic. For the Hurricanes, like I said, 2 missed opportunities, 2 tries. That every other day they're scoring them. But credit to the Blues defense. I thought errors up front cost them dearly. Poor unforced handling errors, kickoff receipts, not good at all. But still, like the game was there to be won. They missed a few kicks. They only lost by 4 points, and there's a couple kicks that you miss. That's a game of inches, man. Literally, they do well. What they do well all year is sucking the opposition in and then spraying the ball and scoring wide. They did that a couple times. They did it really, really well. I think it's game, set, match for Peter Lakai for All Blacks call-up. He has to. He's proven it now against the best opposition, against some of the best players in the world, and he was fantastic, man. So good, always dominating contact, strong defense, and he gets around the park everywhere, strong in defense, strong at ruck time, strong ball carries. He was great. 1 try, 14 carries, 1 defender beaten, 19 tackles. Let's go, man. Get him in that All Blacks setup. Have to. What a game. 31-27 Blues. Well done. Well done. You made me retire the Hurricanes jumper for a while. Moving on, we got Highlanders, Crusaders. Highlanders 32-29. First win over a New Zealand team in 19 games. That's ages, man. That's 3 or 4 years, easily. Well done. Massive win. They came out firing, applied ton of pressure defensively and scoreboard pressure. Cam Miller kicking all of his kicks, attacked the Crusaders' rucks, isolated rucks, attacked them. And not just in parts of the game, which we're used to with the Highlanders, for the full 80, man. 214 tackles, Highlanders, with only 26 missed. That's a massive shift from them. I thought, their line speed was great. They're attacking Crusaders' ball all the time. They really, like you could see, they were up. They were up for this one. Back at home, you could see, man. How important is Falau Fakatawa for the Highlanders, for this team? Yes, he gets the yellow card, which is touch and go. Comes back on, immediate impact. Sees a little gap, busts through, try assist for Cam Miller. But just in general as well, dictates the tempo, knows when to play, knows when not to play, knows when to kick. His kicks are accurate as well, knows what type of kick to put in, knows which options to play, knows if to go for a quick tap or not to. He was lucky the one time, went for a quick tap, knocked it, but he wasn't on the mark, so they called him back. But he's fantastic. His defense as well gets stuck in. I think one time as well, he went up for a high ball. No disregard for his body, just carries on. He's definitely entered the All Blacks 9 chat. 100%, hands down. He was fantastic. 1 try assist, 62 passes, 5 tackles, 1 turnover. And then Cam Miller. These youngsters come in. An injury happens. Reece Patchell, he's been great for the Highlanders. Youngster comes in. Cam Miller, exceptional. His best game so far for the Highlanders. Kicked 8 from 8. And just he's beautiful off the tee, striking them nicely. And then just his overall game. Not overplaying his hand. Kicking well. Directing the team around the park well. Good option taking. Knowing when to play. Knowing when not to. Knowing when to kick. Knowing when not to. He was great. Yeah, you can say hello quickly. Hi. Okay. So Cam Miller was great. One try, 6 carries, 1 defender beaten. Like I said, 8 out of 8 kicks. Ethan de Groot, fantastic. How good for the captain. He was huge. He was physical. Great up front, and obviously loving the scrum time. 17 tackles, 10 carries, 1 defender beaten. Crusaders, man, they like, as soon as they got their first opportunity and they capitalized on it, they scored. I was like, okay, Crusaders here, looking good with Cody Taylor back in, helping obviously with their lineouts. It looked like he brought a lot of confidence to the team. They were flowing through their plays, interplaying better, and then they were just getting dominated. Ruck time in the contacts, in their carries, in their tackles and rucks. Like, you're not used to Crusaders getting dominated like that, man. Highlanders, like, credit to the Highlanders, they really came to play. I thought Severis always, regardless of the score, who they're playing against, he's always fantastic. He had 2 tries, 9 carries, 3 defenders beaten. And then I thought Johnny McNichol was great from the back as well. Them two, they were good out wide, but you're getting bullied up front. It's tough to play off the back foot, man. Johnny McNichol was 14 carries, 70 run meters, and 3 defenders beaten. I do think they need to cancel the David Havili at 10. He's not a 10. There's that many times where 10 would have just caught and passed, and just that distributor where he tucks the ball and runs it up. He's not a natural 10. Get him out of there. Get a 10 in. Yeah, good win for the Highlanders. My team. Waratahs Brumbies, 29-22. Brumbies get the job done. They do what they do. Horrendous weather. A game of 2 halves. Credit to the Waratahs, man, for sticking it to them against all odds. They had 1,000 injuries. Hard luck to Harry Johnson-Holmes. Looked like an Achilles tendon he's just come back from. An Achilles, not good, man. And rugby sucks sometimes. It really sucks. And Brumbies do what they do, man. They win. They win ugly, but they still win. TAHS, tough, man. Very opportunistic, some of their tries. But I'll give it to them, man. They stuck in there for the full 80. Just I feel like they just don't have the cattle. They've had that many injuries in the front row. Like, your scrum's getting bullied. Your up front's getting bullied. Like I said before, if you're getting bullied up front, it's hard to get going. It's very hard to get going. I thought Jay Gordon was good. He always seems to pop up in the right area, knows where and when to be, where fit as all hell, gets around the park really well. He was good for them, I thought. 1 try, 6 carries, 61 run meters, 3 defenders beaten. And they just, they knuckled down against all odds. I said, weather was shit, that many injuries, and they came really close. There was 1 point, it was 1 or 2 points in it right at the end, and Brumbies scored. I thought Charlie Gamble was good. 6 carries, 2 defenders beaten, 12 tackles. And then Joey Walton, 1 try, 12 carries, 3 defenders beaten, 11 tackles. Really good. For the Brumbies, just Brumbies of old, man. Just Brumbies being Brumbies. Wave after wave. Forwards bullying the forwards. They died off in the back end of the first half, but they just, when they come back into it in the second half, and just kept going, man. They're really, really good. Knuckled down, did all the tough stuff. It was horrendous weather, and they just played to the conditions. They played really well. I thought Charlie Cale bagged a try early on, but then limped off with an ankle injury, which isn't good. Rob Valentini, fantastic as always, with ball in hand. 1 try, 12 carries, 10 tackles. And then Tua, fantastic at 12, man. He's been great again in the midfield, and good for them the whole season. So dominant with his ball carries, and sets up, like I say, always the 12. That 12 can set up your phase play, gets over that advantage line for the first phase. It makes it so easy for the forwards to just come around the corner. When you've got a pack of forwards like the Brumbies, set that platform, and they're just going to march on for you. He did really, really good for them. 8 carries, 1 defender beaten, 11 tackles. Good win for the Brumbies. They keep marching on. They stay in that top 4 and finding good form now coming into the back end. The last game of the round, Force versus the Drua, 48-10. Oh, wow. Did not see this coming. A couple, I don't like to call out the refs, but there was a couple of what's happening here calls against the Drua, some blatant knock-on, some ruck infringements that weren't called that led directly to tries for the Western Force. Again, not taking anything away from how dominant the Western Force were. They played really, really well. They're starting to come into their own, finding their feet. And if you're not going to make your tackles or contest the rucks or let them run their plays, man, you're gonna see 40 points put on you. So Western Force they played really well, man. Jeremy Williams, fantastic. The captain, that turn of pace for the first try, holy, great try assist for Tia there to open up the game. He does really well for them getting over that vantage line. He's been good for them as captain, come in from the Waratahs, leading from the front. I thought he was really, really good. Their ruck speed was catching Fiji and Drua off guard the whole game pretty much. Just sensation, quick, man, getting there, boom, balls out. Nick White, smooth service, really good. I thought Tizano was unreal, such a pest at ruck time. So whenever Fiji barely had the ball, but when they did have the ball, Tizano was just all over it, man. He's like a stone in your shoe, just irritating type of player. He had 1 try, 8 carries, 17 tackles. And then Force just knuckled down in the second half, man. They play the expansive style, but they can knuckle down when they have to, and scored a couple of beauty tries out the back. They were really, and they look like world beaters here. They were fantastic, really good. I thought Rodder was good. I thought both locks were good, really. Rodder and Williams, strong defensively, strong with ball in hand, and then strong in the lineouts as well. Rodder had 5 carries, 14 tackles, and Williams had 9 carries, 13 tackles. But man of the match for me was Donaldson, man. Kicking beautifully off the tee and scored a beauty of a try, man. A worldie from halfway. Controlled the game well as well. It was great. He had 1 try, 10 carries, 7 defenders beaten, and 23 points. The Drua, oh man, why can't the Drua win away from home? What's happening? I don't know, man. It's just tough. They struggle to string anything together in that first 30. Like they really struggled. And then throughout the game as well, they get dominated in contact. And it really makes it hard for any team to go forward, let alone Drua, who, like, contact is one of their big things. Busting through contact, getting those offloads. And when you're getting dominated up front in contact, ruck speed's killing you. You can't set your defensive lines to apply pressure on the opposition's attack. You're just getting caught on the back foot each time. You can't slow down the opposition's ruck. Makes it hard, man. And Force, like, credit to the Western Force, they got their roll on and they were playing exceptional. Strong in contact, getting their ball back, strong ruck cleans as well. And Drua just didn't have anything for it. Nothing to slow them down. One thing they were like, Fiji and Drua scrum, fantastic. They dominated the scrum. And it's so good to have that platform to work from. But even then, they couldn't like really string anything together. They had a great start to the second half. If they could box that 10, 20 minutes of play up and just play that for 80 minutes, fantastic. That's what you want. But, man, that's where lots of teams fall short. They're good in patches of the game and they can't string the whole 80 together. But a great start to the second half. Marcy and Ravu Tamanda link up. Great finish in the corner. Ravu Tamanda, get out in the dive, the one hand. Great finish. And that all started from their forwards dominating contact up front. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Rugby's a simple game. If you can dominate, the forwards can dominate contact, carries, rucks, tackles. You could dominate those 3 aspects, win your lineouts and your scrums. Rugby's a simple game, man. You're going to win the game then. And for that try, everything leading up to it is off the back of Fiji and Drua dominating ruck time, dominating contact, getting fast, quick ball, good ruck speed, good service. Marcy breaks, a little half break, offload, and Ravu Tamanda in the corner. Marcy's he was great again for them. So electric with ball in hand. There's always excitement when he gets the ball because something's always going to happen. He's always going to beat a defender. And then you look for the what's next, the offload or the chip or the handoff where he beats another defender. He's really, really been good for them this year. And he just kind of just beats defenders when he wants to, sort of thing. But as soon as he gets the ball, that first 2 or 3 meters is just explosive. boom, get through, offload, or bust a tackle, bust through. So he was really good for them. Marcy, I thought 12 carries, 58 run meters, 6 defenders beaten. Tough outing for the Drua. Like I said, there were a couple of calls where I was like, even the commentators, shout out Stephen Hoyles, fantastic commentator, really good, informative, descriptive, telling you what plays they might be looking at, why they run certain plays. He's a current coach, so it does help, and it just relaying that information to your everyday listener or watcher of rugby is great, man, to get that insight into he was fantastic, but he was even calling a couple of calls. He was like, I don't want to harp on this too much, but that's a clear knock-on for the Forces, one try up the middle, clear double knock-on, and they went on to score that. And there was a couple of ruck infringements. It was like they've fully gone off their feet there to win that ruck, and then they go on to score. So it's tough, man, tough. And when you're the away team, you kind of sometimes you feel the brunt of those calls. And Fiji and Drua are under pressure now to make that run into the finals. They, like I said, they're so good at home. And I said this in the the preview of the whole Super Rugby season. I said they'll be great at home, but it's how they play away from home is going to make or break their season. And you have to win away from home if you're going to make a run for the finals. They're in the top 8. They're at 8. It's how they can push on from here. And that's it for round 12. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. Please leave I love the comments, guys. Whatever comments you have, I love to get back. I try and reply to all of them. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.